Hey there. Today we're going to go over all the information you need to set up your first location. So you're going to navigate to your locations tab. Once you're here, you're going to, by default, be brought into the information tab. Now in the information tab, you need to name your location, put a description for that location. This is internal, more so for you than for anything else. If you're not in the Eastern time zone, please change that because on default we set it to Eastern. And then SEO name is an important one because this is how your delivery service is going to show up on Google. So you can see that we have little dashes here between words, and this is to ensure that your SEO displays properly. So always make sure that you put a word dash instead of space next word. Okay. Now that we have that, we're going to input our city, state, and zip. Of course, our address as well. But there are cases where you want to leave these addresses blank. If you have a virtual office, if you don't have a physical location, and if you're working from home, make sure you leave these addresses blank. Okay? Make sure you input a phone number. Now, from here, the rest of the defaults should be okay. All right. So from here, you are going to move on into the next chapter. All right. So now that our info tab is completely filled out, what we want to do is we want to go to Open for Business tab. So here we have three subtabs. One is going to be normal hours, then normal hours override, and then takeout hours. Now, for our regular hours of operation, this is when you as a business deliver this food. Okay, this is not gonna have to do anything with the restaurant hours or anything like that. So this is when your website is going to be open for your customers. Okay, meaning they can order at these times, right? They can still scroll to their website, but they cannot place orders if it's not open in here. Now, let's say you deliver breakfast from 8 o'clock until 11, right? You want to select 8 a.m. here, 11 a.m. here. And then what you want to avoid is overlapping hours, meaning if we put breakfast at 11:30 and then we start lunch at 11, there might be some weirdness in between those times. So always make sure you don't overlap hours. So if your breakfast ends at 11, then start your lunch at 11. If on the other hand, if you want to have a break between those shifts, you can always do that, obviously, and you can put it as 12 or 11:30, whatever it is. Just make sure you're not overlapping the closing time of one shift with the opening time of another shift, okay? And once you do that, you can click Copy All, and basically it's going to take the data from Sunday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's going to copy it to the rest of the week, okay? Once you do that, make sure you hit Save, okay? Very important, so you don't do this work twice. Now we have normal hours override, and this is going to allow you to close your business quickly. Like, it's going to basically not allow customers to order, and this works immediately. You can also leave a message internally, like your staff can say, oh, we had to close because we had no drivers or whatever it is. Or you can check this box and you can show a message to customers as a pop-up as soon as they open the site that's going to say, hey, we're closed for Christmas or whatever it is, happy holidays, right? So this can work two ways. Like, you can use it as an immediate, like, safe trigger, right? If something happens, you need to close down, you can do this. Or you can go ahead of time, set up you can set up holidays, you can set up times when your staff is going on a vacation, or you're going on a vacation, and you can input all of those hours here. Now you can also close for a specific shift, right? So when you do that, just make sure you double check, and once you add that time, it's going to show up as current hours override, so the dates that are already set up in your system. Okay, now takeout hours, you have to enable them, and this will allow your customers to order even if you're not delivering. And this is super useful for breakfast places, for late night, right? Some of your restaurant partners might want to be open until 2, 3, 4 a.m., right? And you can drive traffic to them, and you can still make orders for them by allowing takeout hours. It functions the same way as normal hours, but just make sure that you pay close attention on how you set up the hours. Okay, so once we do that, make sure you save each individual tab that you're working on, and from here we're going to move into zoning. So zoning by default is going to be named main zone, and our main zone, we can rename it to whatever we want, and it's going to have a default zip code. Now, what you want to do here is you want to add zip codes that you want to service. So you're going to pull up your main zone, your let's say Orlando, Florida, right? We're going to pull up Orlando, Florida, and we're going to pull up all the zip codes, right? If we want to deliver to the whole city. And we're going to add all those zip codes in the system. And once we do, we will have our main zone. So make sure you do that. You can add descriptions to them if you need to, so you know which part of town maybe it is, or which area it is. And you can have different tax rates in case you have a location that covers 2 states that are on the border, or it really depends what situation you're in. So from here, you should have the bare minimum set up to have your location operational. So take the quiz next in our Confluence, and good luck. Have a great day.